I won't.
I'll go home right now.
You won't go home.
I promise you.
You will not go home.
I will go home.
I told you.
And you will have no car from Long Beach. You'll walk.
You're not allowed to walk outside this gap. The doorway here. You're not allowed to walk out of there until this thing
We have a short walk.
is complete. What is up and welcome to a new video. We have touched down here in California and we are at 961 Motorsports because we have given ourselves a bit of a challenge ahead of this year's Formula Drift season, and by now you would have seen that I am going building a 1 Series BMW that'll be completely mine and running alongside Sam McMoomey of 961 Motorsports in Pro Spec. We have set ourselves 16 days to build a car from basically a bare shell that's in storage to a full-on pro drift car, and yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge. It's going to be a 1 Series with an F64 engine from 961, and yeah, it's going to be a tough 2 weeks. It's going to be fairly tiring, a little bit stressful, and everything in between, but we have a lot of work to do, so we have to go get a toolbox, get all the tools we'll need, and then we also need to go and get the shell and get it back to here and start working on the car. So time is of the essence. We better get going, and we're going to try to get some rest, and then from tomorrow we will be going straight into it, trying to get all of our tools and start working as fast as possible, and hopefully within the 2 weeks we can make media day for a shakedown for the 2026 Formula Drift season. Yeah, done. So one of the first jobs that we had to do when we got here was obviously we need tools to run the car for the season, and as you can see I am outside Harbour Freight and we have just spent the last hour or two walking around the shop buying a toolbox and buying, I think, basically everything we need for the season, and also what we need to build the car over the next 2 weeks. I won't tell you how much it was. Quite expensive, to be honest, even though it's the cheaper side of things, but there is that much tools there basically. We got a toolbox, which is this 34-inch US General toolbox, and we also have 3 full trolleys of stuff. We've went with the cheaper brand of Impact stuff because basically there was no point spending the money on like Milwaukee and everything, because we won't be here using it essentially, because we're literally building a car and then we have 7 other weekends with the tools. So, and that Bauer stuff that Harbour Freight sell is really, really cheap, to be honest. So it was kind of a no-brainer. Other than that, with all the hand tools, we went with Icon. I'm not too sure how good or bad these tools are, but all I know is that it's pretty cheap in comparison to some high brand companies basically. So throughout the season we'll let you know if it's good enough to use Harbour Freight to run a drift car in Formula Drift. But yeah, that is the first big spend of the next 2 weeks, so we will see how the next 2 weeks go. We must now go collect the shell, get it to 961 Motorsports, start making a plan as to what we need to get through and what we need to get going. But at least now we have the tools to actually start doing bits and pieces basically, because we didn't want to take up Sam's workshop and all of his tools basically. So let's get the truck loaded and let's get back to the workshop. We got back to the workshop, we built up the toolbox. I didn't get a chance to show you because we had to go on a bit of a side quest to get my new FD 2026 car, and we were in a housing estate in California. We had to move these cars out of the way at the back of the house. My FD 2026 car is sitting back here in the glorious sunshine of California, so here it is. We spent some time taking some of the stickers off this car. Used to be Samuel's. Yeah, Sam built this car a couple of years back and didn't really fall in love with it how he hoped he would, and then he went back to the E36 chassis. But I have now taken it off his hands and we're going to build it for Formula Drift 2026. So hopefully in like 14 days this car will be downtown Long Beach doing some skids. So obviously it's a bit bit of a stretch right now. We have a lot to do. So yeah, we're gonna get it pushed out of here, put it on the trailer, get it back to the shop, and get it stripped down, get some washing done. We'll go through the car with you then, show you exactly what needs to be done. But from this point, everything needs to be done basically. So car is on the trailer, time to get it back to 961 Motorsports, get stuck in, make a list, and try transform this into what I need to be competitive this year. So yeah, let's go. So we're back at the shop. Didn't record much when we were stripping the car. Darragh got stuck in straight away. We have it back to more or less a bare shell. So under the car is not painted obviously, but the rest of the chassis is painted orange. We have decided probably going to paint the chassis like a steel grey. I think it's going to go with the livery the best for what we've gone with this year. I'm actually really excited to show you that and show you all the partners that we're working with. But yeah, now that it's stripped, we also got the bracket. Darragh is already after recycling the bracket from this side, and we just have it laid in to the other side, and we have the bulkhead already cut out basically. One good thing about this chassis is that the bulkhead is the same left and right hand side, so you can convert it left hand drive to right hand drive really easy. The only thing we have to swap basically is the wiper motor, but I brought a wiper motor from home, so that's not going to be a big job either. And then we have Willwood pedal box coming, the same as my GT86 at home, so that's going to bolt. We just need to fabricate up that'll bolt in. It's a hang down pedal box, which will be clutch and brake pedal. Other than that, Darragh is just going around now with some TFR and stuff, and we're going to give everything a good clean. We better get our tools out of here. It's not too bad, obviously it's rolling only on stock suspension, but there is the radiator and stuff and all the water lines as well for the car, and it comes with this nice Darragh radiator cowling with the fans and stuff. It's going to get it all cleaned up, get it back in, get it on axle stands, strip off the subframes, get the subframes ready to weld in kit from Tech 53 to mount our Speed Tech differential. So yeah, Speed Tech have came on board this year for FD also out there after supplying us with one of their new Speed Tech quick change differentials, which is very cool. So I think they're also a sponsor of FD this year, so that's quite exciting. We get to work with them and see how that product is basically. But yeah, get it all cleaned up, try to figure out how we're going to paint it, give everything a quick scuff of Scotch Brite or something, then get some steel rattle cans and go absolutely crazy and get it painted up. The orange is not as bright as I thought it was in the pictures. I was going to leave it and it would have been the same as like Connor's S13 from a couple of years ago, but it's just not as bright. Yeah, it just won't really go with the livery properly basically. Get it washed off, get it cleaned up, and then we'll talk you through the chassis and some of the plans that we have for the car. So the car is now pretty clean after a bit of a scrub. We also took the grinder to it another little bit. There's just some bits that should have been cut off basically. It's all in the legal places where you're allowed cut, like behind the shock top in the back basically, you're allowed cut. It just wasn't really very tidy, so we just trimmed it up another little bit. Other than that, it's all clean. At the radiator and the fan shroud clean, and we're going to use this stock plastics on the front also because we can bolt the headlights to it pretty easy, but let's say. As you can see, the inside is a nice bit cleaner now. We are now just going pushing it in to the shop into its base for the next boil. I probably should start giving a hand with the pushing, but to be honest, very light shell, so it is. So we're going to get it on axle stands, get it stripped apart even more. We have a lot of work to do, but the car is now in its resting place. The next time it leaves this area, it's going to be a completely different looking machine, and hopefully it drives out of here and onto the dyno with no issues. That is the plan, fingers crossed. But yeah, it's also the middle of a heat wave in California, so it's very hot and the workshop is roasting. So obviously me and Darragh are under pressure with that stuff, but we're trying. And yeah, I better get back to work. I'm excited, I'm nervous. There's a lot there's a lot that can go wrong, but there's also a lot that can go right, and if this goes to plan, it'll be a fair story. So yeah, let's get back to it. So one of our long-term partners has came back on board for this year of FD, and that is Radium Engineering, and they have sent us out a fuel cell. So we're going to get this absolute beauty unboxed, and then we're going to have to try to do a bit of cutting inside the car and see where this is going to land, see how low down we can keep it, see how far over to the left side of the car we can keep it also. So going to start unboxing and get it out, and yeah, these things, the new unit, the new FSCT unit, unbelievable, like really, really cool. So we went for, this is like one of the smallest options they do, because obviously drift cars don't burn a lot of fuel, because you can only do two tires basically to 2 laps, so you don't need a lot of fuel to be carrying around, and obviously extra fuel is extra weight for no reason. So this unit is the newest unit that Radium do, and basically if you look in here, there's a small ring of bolts in around here, and there's another small ring of bolts here, and basically if you undo these 3 and these 6 here, you can just grab this and lift out your 3 main pumps and your lift pump, and you can service everything without taking off the ring of bolts here. So very, very clever bit of engineering. Obviously everything is pre-wired in the tank. All you have to do is give your lives and your minuses here basically, and then that's it, job done. We also got a fuel cylinder this time. We've never actually had one of these working in a car, so Lloyd's going to have that working for me, which will be great. Obviously we're going to be externally mounting the filler neck and everything. We've got a nice like push release thing to fill the fuel, but yeah, we're going to get this in the car. Also, this frame is an optional extra. This is like their cage kit basically that comes with it, and this will make our life a bit easier, because we can just make 2 tabs that will bolt on here, 2 tabs at the back, job done. So that's enough talking now. Again, let's try to get in the car. So as you can see behind me, the lights have turned off and the end of the first day of work is done. We made a fair bit of progress today, to be honest. We have the rear firewall switched around from how it was. We also have the radium tank laid in now. The bracket or the welding cage is all welded in. The fuel filler and the vent kit is all on and done. We have the filler neck up here with this new quick fill radium that they do. This is a lovely piece of kit, to be honest. So the radium is done. We actually have the firewall for the top of the tank are also done, and we basically recycle what was in the car, so that sped up the process a lot. And we just need to make new sides for it, and then screw all that together basically, and then just seal it to the car, and then that's all done. Also, other than that, we got everything washed, everything cleaned. The car is technically right-hand drive already. We put in the right-hand drive steering rack, so this is all laid in. We took off all the front suspension, so all that is off out of the way. This subframe is actually very good, so I brought this from home, so this is already laid in. The bracket, like I said today, is already laid in. We just need to weld it up and get all that running and get all this connected, and then technically car is in fully right-hand drive. We must mount the pedal box, so it's kind of no more work than what it would have been to mount the pedal box on the left side anyway. So that's the car converted. But yeah, like, to be honest, I thought this was going to be a big job having to do all this stuff, but it turned out pretty good. Darragh was flat out with the grinder and the welder, so he got through that fairly good. I stripped all the rest of the stuff and got all the old brake lines off and out of the way in the car and stuff, which is fairly handy as well. We just need to strip off all the back of it tomorrow. We left the back subframe in because we wanted to make sure that the fuel cell wouldn't be hitting the subframe or the prop shaft or anything like that. But yeah, that's all done now. So tomorrow we should have a gearbox to get ready and try and mount that to an engine and have like a dummy engine ready to start making engine mounts and gearbox mounts and all that kind of stuff. Other than that, it's not too bad. We have old fuel lines that are still in the car, and I think they're actually going to work pretty good also, so we have to just make 1 or 2 adjustments to the links and put 1 or 2 new fittings, and then other than that, that's done as well. I'll give you one quick look at the toolbox because I didn't get a chance today. Obviously it's quite messy now. This is all not organised and stuff, but they're all of our ratchets. Got some string, rulers, lights, plumber's tape, WD-40. Then we have sockets galore. This took quite a bit of organising to get that as good as that. Then we have spanners, light spanners, screwdrivers and Allen keys. And then down here we just have all of our pliers, vice grips, more Allen keys, hammers, picks and all that kind of stuff. And then down here we just have big spanners for all the arms for the vice hub and whatnot, and other bits and pieces. But that is a pretty good toolbox, and to be honest, the toolbox is much bigger than what we were thinking. I thought we were going to have this thing completely full, but we actually have enough room in the bottom to even have like all of our spare track rods and tow arms and stuff for the back of the car and the front of the car sitting in the toolbox, like more than likely pre-made to lint, so that if we do have a tip we can just like have it in the hot pit with us and get them on the car as fast as possible basically. But yeah, that's kind of it now for today, so we're gonna go back, get some sleep. It's now midnight again, is it? So hopefully we should be well adjusted to the time zone by the time we get to bed tonight, and try to get up early again in the morning, get back here. Tomorrow is Sunday, so there's not going to be much open, but we will have roll cage tubing coming to finish the X behind the seat, and also the gearbox will be coming, so we need to try start mounting all that kind of stuff up and everything. So once we try to get all that welding and cutting and the gearbox mounted to an engine and stuff, that'll be all that pretty good. Need to convert the wiper motor also to right hand drive, so we have enough to be at tomorrow. And then once we've all that done, I suppose we can probably start thinking about stripping it back again and trying to find some steel it and painting the car. So busy day again tomorrow, I guess. But once Monday comes around, it's going to be even more busy because we'll be able to get all the stuff that we actually need. I didn't really think that things closed this much over here on the weekends, which is a bit of a disaster, but it is what it is. We still have plenty to be at. So for now, it's time to go to bed and get back here in the morning. So we'll see you then. So we are back at 961 Motorsports. It's Monday morning now. Yesterday I didn't get much filming done. We are just back. We had to go to Gargistic and we got seat mounts for the car, and also picked up a sticker kit for all of the toe points and all that kind of stuff. So we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves with that stuff. I'll take you in, show you what we got done yesterday. Oh, we have Willwoods, which is fantastic. So Willwood have came on board this year, and they have sent us all the calipers and brackets, not the brackets, calipers, bells, discs, all that kind of stuff. They've sent everything. They also sent a hang down pedal box, and that's the only other issue that we might have today, is that the hang down pedal box may not fit in the car because of the steering column. So we might have to do some modifications to it and see how that goes, but we're making progress nonetheless, which is sweet. We will see how the day goes. So we have got some deliveries, and one of the first things that we unboxed and got sorted is all of our Willwood calipers, and we have our top hats and brake discs, as well as this lovely bit of kit. It's a hang down pedal box. This is basically the exact same as what I run in my GT86 back in Europe. So obviously reliability is what we're after. I've had same pedal box in my GT86 since it was built and never had an issue. So yeah, we have lots of stuff. We have the pedal box, the rotors, the top hats, calipers, pads, cylinders, basically everything that they can give me, they've hooked us up with basically. So that is all sorted. We also have more voice fab stuff after arriving, and also we had my wiping motor and everything get here. That is from home because obviously we need a right and drive wiping motor, so just trying to get that mounted. I never brought the plate for underneath, so we need to figure that. And also one other thing that needs to be adjusted a small bit is the steering column. So right now this is the bracket that was over here that we just cut off and we put over here, and we thought that this height was going to be okay, but we are going to have to move this up another little bit, because obviously with the height of one of the issues that we had last year with the car was that the pedals were like the stock height and the steering column was the stock height, but then the seat was really high, so you could see out over the bonnet. And what I want to do is try have everything shifted up. So basically I want to move seat up, pedals up, and the steering column up. But then because when you move the seat up and you leave the pedals low, you have to, your feet or like your legs are at this kind of angle, as I want to be like sitting a bit more flat, the same as like I would with the GT86. So I have all the measurements and I have to try replicate that the best I can, just for comfort. And obviously that's what I'm after like growing so used to, so I want it to be the same as that. I'll talk you through what we got done yesterday. We have all of the firewall sealed up here. We put the rack in, column, made sure all that works. So this is all sealed up, just needs some sealer. Front of the car is rubbed down, and then back here we have the firewall box for the fuel tank is all done and finished. It's not laid into place properly yet. This all fits in lovely. We also have this X bar put in, so that's all done. Other than that, we sealed all the rear firewall completely, so that's all done also. So once we get all the fab work done, we shouldn't be too far off starting to like paint, assemble, all that kind of stuff. Getting places, which is good. Just trying to get everything sorted, but we will, yeah, we'll keep you updated. But that's what we're at for now. So I haven't done much updating today from the brakes situation, but we did have a lot of deliveries today, so I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff that has come. So last year the car that I drove at Rome had like a dog box H pattern gearbox, and I think that's one of the issues that I kind of faced as a driver. I always thought that was something that I would be able to handle and like, but from driving that and then going home and driving the GT86 with a Samsonus in it, I was like, I'm never again building a car without a Samsonus. So they have sent us out this really nice brand new RS90 5-speed sequential gearbox. This is, like, in my opinion, the best gearbox you can put in any drift car, any car, full stop really. They're so strong, and like you can get every type of ratio that you will ever need for this gearbox. And there's also drop gears in the gearbox, but we don't have to worry about that too much, because another delivery that came is my brand new SpeedTech quick change differential. So this is from Australia, and as you can see, it's very fancy. But yeah, so the SpeedTech diff came, and we are now in the middle of mounting it into the subframe. I say we, this has been Darragh's job. I've been trying to figure out one or two other little bits that we need to order and stuff. But yeah, the subframe kit that we're using is from Tech 53. So you'll remember I got bushes for my 350Z and we put them in to that car, and to be honest, the quality of them was unbelievable. So we also got bushes from Tech 53 for the Pro car, which is great, and they also sent us an aluminium skid plate for the SpeedTech quick change. So looking forward to getting all that together. And also they sent us a welding like DIY kit for the quick change into the subframe. So we have it probably 80% of the way there, so we're going to get it all tacked in, and then we're going to send the subframe for acid dipping and get it all cleaned up fully, and yeah, just double check that the subframe is not cracked anywhere from factory basically, and if it is, just touch it up in places. Other than that, what else came today? What else did we do? We fixed, so another thing that I was kind of stressing about was putting a QuickTime bell housing on the Samsonus. So I basically got the exact same adapter plate that we run on the JZ to QuickTime with Samsonus, and that has worked out a treat, and the input shaft is all the correct length and everything, so that's another thing that we don't have to stress about. Yesterday we went to Rome Sharp and Tears place, and he gave me some brackets for the Willwood calipers, so we now have the Willwoods mounted on the front hubs, the front Y-sub hubs, so they're all on and in place and look absolutely sweet. We just have to wait for the back before, we're not going to take the back out of the box basically until we have all the stuff to put it in and finished. But to be honest, it didn't seem like a very productive day, but talking about it now, there has been quite a lot happened. We actually mounted the pedal box also, and we have to move the steering column slightly, so I think I told you today about wanting to move everything up in the car, and unfortunately it's not as simple as I was hoping to, because trying to recycle the E90, E80 steering column back into the car didn't really go to plan, and like we can't raise it up too high and all that kind of stuff basically. But we have now got the pedal box mounted here, so we just have like brackets coming down off the roll cage into the bulkhead. Basically the exact same as how we do the European cars, so that will just like literally sit up onto the ledge, 4 bolts, and that's the Willwood pedal box mounted in the car. Pedals are basically in the exact same height as the GT86, but the only difference that there will be is that the seat will be higher, so still going to have a bit of a tilted leg situation, but at least like my arc of like my heel and my knees and everything like for pressing the pedals will feel as natural as possible. So yeah, we're still waiting on the seats, they didn't come today, so that has slow progress, and trying to finish all the fab work basically has been kind of productive. Hopefully we get the subframe all packed up and all kind of into place tonight, and then we're going to call it a night. I think we have to get some steel tomorrow to finish this area over here, so we have decided to put the power steering pumps in here up against the back seat area, let's say, and then we're going to firewall off this full area in like a flat sheet. That's the power steering pump. Yeah, we have one power steering pump ready basically, so gonna get that laid up into the car, and good progress again today, to be fair. We probably will do this video thing in 2 separate bits, I'd imagine, because my video's going to be very long, so we will see how that goes. But yeah, we're making progress. It's not as fast as I would have liked today, but at the same time there's still bits being done, and that's kind of all that matters. So yeah, we better get back to doing another little bit, and we'll call it a night fairly soon, I'd say. It's been a long day, so hopefully get back here then early in the morning and get cracking as soon as possible. So it's a new day. It is now Tuesday. It is 11:20 in the morning. We've had another delivery of a new partner for this season's Formula Drift 2026, and this one's quite a cool one. I really like this brand, and when I got the chance to work with them, I couldn't really say no. So Sabilt have came on board with us for this year. They've sent us our harnesses, steering wheel, seats, and this is my seat over here. So I have went for the Sabilt GT Pad XL, obviously. But yeah, I just put in all the padding, set into it. Feels pretty comfortable outside the car. So we also got their seat rails, their steering boss kit, tow hooks, basically everything to do with the safety side of the car will all be Sabilt, which is very, very cool. So now that we've got this order, we can get our steering wheel on, our seat in, all that done. We have a pedal mount, throttle pedal mount basically done now. So just need to get that welded in, but we're running out of gas. So need to weld all that in, but then we'll probably be able to get the inside of the car finished today, because that's everything done on the inside. So as long as we get the inside done today, we just need to finish off the firewall in the back. We need to go for steel now in a minute. That's the inside ready to go, so just need to do some sanding and start painting then really, which would be a massive step forward, to be honest. So that's good, very, very good. I would say by Thursday we'll probably be a lot of the way ready for an engine and gearbox, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes, but just wanted to show you the Sabel stuff. Really, really cool, and I want to say thank you very much to Sabel for coming on board. We will also be running their fire suits and gloves and boots and everything, but that stuff is not here yet. So hopefully we'll have that for around when we're not too sure. It is what it is. This stuff looks very, very cool. Can't wait to get in the car. So yeah, let's get back to work and continue with some progress. So we have made some progress on the car, and it is not over there anymore, which is a good sign. We now have it out by the front door because we need to do a bit of painting. I'm just in the middle of trying to turn it on its side. So we are going to put it on its side, paint all the underneath, and then put on the other side, paint the underneath on that side. Obviously, is it a professional job? No. Will it make it much cleaner and easier to work on? Yes, and that's kind of all that matters. So other than that, we have basically all the fab work now done. Pedal box mounts, throttle pedal mount is done, seat mounts are done, this plate area is done, fuel cell is done, firewall is done. The only other bits that we have to finish off is mounting the Samsona shifter and the voice fab handbrake, and then that is the inside of the car complete. So the plan is for today to get the chassis painted underneath, inside and all around the outside, basically get that all done, and then let it dry overnight and we can start assembling in the morning. Basically going to plan some bit. To be honest, we have made quite a lot of progress. Lots of the fab work has been really, really slow, but all that stuff does take time to make it right. And yeah, other than that, I got my Sabel seat mounted up. The seating position is unbelievable, like really, really comfortable. So looking forward to being able to try that like properly when we're driving. But yeah, other than that, pretty happy, to be honest. Really, really good. Once we get the painting done, get it back on the axle stands again in the morning, and then we can start assembling. Like basically once we have the car painted, we can put the whole front on the car, so we can put all the white stuff in the front. Subframe has gone for dipping now, so we have the Tech 53 mounts and everything all welded in. That's all done and dusted. Just need to get it dipped so we can paint it properly, because we didn't really want to go around it and wire wheel it. And we also have some other little bits of welding that we want to just reinforce some of the brackets a little bit. And yeah, then we can paint that. That can go in the car with the diff, the shafts, the voice fab, the whole lot. So then it's just waiting on the field coilovers, and that's the car rolling. We have our SRAM wheels here, so once we're at the rolling position, we can get the pedals in, the brake cylinders. Our brake line kit from Tech 53 should be here also today or in the morning, and then it's a matter of we can bleed the brakes, we can start putting some fluids in basically. So progress from here on will be quite fast, I hope so, because we have all the slow bits done. So the car is all one colour. Well, technically the chassis is all one colour. We left the pillars and the roof because obviously they're going to be wrapped the colour of the wrap, but I must say Steal It is probably one of the best products I've ever used. I'm not sponsored by them. I would love to be sponsored by them, but I'm not sponsored by them, so this is not like me giving an ad or anything, but that's what we used. And look at this, it's absolutely mint. So everything just looks super clean, super tidy, and to be honest, we actually done a pretty good paint job for how long it took us. So really, really happy with that. That's massive progress, to be honest. We now have all the fab work done, the painting is done. We don't have all the fab work done. We have some little bits to do, like mounting the engine and gearbox, quite important, but it's not like the end of the world. But that's not going to take 2 or 3 days. Now we can start putting in the seat, the pedal box, the pedals, the harnesses, brake lines, subframes, like all that kind of stuff. So hopefully by definitely Saturday we'll have this car fully rolling, and definitely brake lines in, and then we just have our fuel lines and water lines to do. And yeah, starting to feel a bit more real now. car looks like it's mine because it's all different colour, and that's very cool. Very cool. It's a bit surreal. I've spent a lot of money this week, and there's just been all the partners that have helped us make this dream happen. Like, all the parts have been arriving all week, and I feel very grateful. I'm very happy that people have believed that I can, you know, do something good this year. So very happy with that, and also obviously up to now, massive thank you to Darragh for the amount of work he's put in. I've obviously been busy with kind of sorting out stuff with Corey, with like calls and packaging and packages, not packaging, all that kind of stuff, and he's been flat out doing most of the work, to be fair to him. So it's yeah, making progress, which is sweet. And yeah, we're going to get it back in X-stand, and we'll probably put back in the seats, and yeah, we can actually start doing quite a lot of work now again. It's very, very cool. It is now Thursday night, and as you can see behind me, there is some shiny bits on the car. Today is just one of those days where it felt like there wasn't that much progress, but at the same time, we now have the Tech 53 quick change welding kit done. Subframe has been sandblasted, everything fully welded and painted and put in the car with the Speed Tech quick change. We also have the rear voice fab put in with the shafts, the voice fab. It is looking fairly sweet. As you can see, the quick change, the Speed Tech is really, really nice with the anodized bevel and back plate. Also the voice fab is super clean, and on the inside of the car we have just the shifter and the handbrake, the voice fab handbrake and the Samsonite shifter just laid in. The Willwood pedal box is down there, and we also have an S13 throttle pedal. In the back we have a plate made here with our Volvo pumps mounted into the plate, and then we have a box that's going to cover this as a firewall, but that came out real tidy. Also, firewall for the radium fuel tank, that came out pretty sweet as well. Our fire suppression system is all in and plumbed, so one goes back and around to the back of the car, one comes up the tunnel, one to the foot well of the driver, and then there's two for either side of the engine bay also. The nitrous bottle is just laid in for now because that's where it's going to be mounted, but we just wanted to get a quick, like, rough idea as to how it was going to be to get it in and out of the car, all that kind of stuff, and also to try offset some of my weight as far over on the car as possible to keep the corner weights some way as they need it to be. One of my favourite parts of the car is this, the Sabelt GT pad seat. This is absolutely beautiful, really, really nice. And yeah, the Sabelt steering wheel is also unbelievable, really, really nice. If anything, the cockpit of the car is going to look absolutely lovely, and if I can give you a hint of anything, the red and the black on the seats is to match the outside of the car some bit. So yeah, we made good progress. Pretty happy with it now, to be honest. Tomorrow we will be able to get our feel suspension, so we'll be able to have the car rolling probably tomorrow night late, I'd imagine. Also waiting on the Tech 53 brake line kit that was meant to be delivered today, but it's saying it's been delivered, but I can't find the parcel, so hopefully it was just delivered next door and we can find that, because if we can't, that's going to add definitely a full day's work onto this, and also very expensive stuff just going missing for the crack of it, which would not be fantastic. We're getting there, so once we get the car rolling, get the brake lines done, we can then start doing the engine mounts, gearbox mounts, get the prop shaft measured up, get measurements over the Drive Shaft Pro, who said that they will sort us out with a drive shaft. So once we get all that done, that's the full drivetrain of the car sorted basically, and then we just need to get our fuel lines and motor lines and like wastegate lines sorted and plumb the power steering and stuff. And Lloyd will be flying in on Saturday to fit the wiring. He already has the wiring basically pre-done. We won't stop yet. We'll keep going. We haven't run into any major issues so far, so I would imagine it's now, I think, 5 days in to the build essentially, and I would say by day 10 we should have the car on the dyno, if not ready for testing. So that'll be a fair achievement. So but that's it for tonight. I'm gonna go get some sleep. It is well past midnight now, so it's time to go and lie down and relax for a little bit before we're back here first thing in the morning. We have made a lot of progress. I haven't been doing a lot of filming with what we've been doing, but we have made like a shit ton of progress today. Last night we collected Lloyd from the airport. We came back, made a bit of a plan last night to get stuck in today and kind of start laying in the wiring, mounting all of the ECU Master products, and basically just kind of having it ready that he can start finishing the loom to like the headlights, the taillights, all that kind of stuff. And we also got our Feel suspension today, and we now have a chassis in front of me that is ready to be left off the axle stands for the first time since we rolled in here. So 6 days of working basically, but yeah, like it's a fair accomplishment. I must say we have a lot of work done the last couple of days, and I'm very proud of myself, proud of Darragh for all of the hard work, and also for Lloyd for what he done today. So I'm going to go give you a quick look around the car now as to what we got done today, and then we're going to record putting it on 4 wheels for the first time. Obviously the ride heights and everything are not set, so the front is going to be really high and the back is probably going to be a little bit too low. So today, well, last night we got the engine laid in. This morning we made the engine mounts, so chassis mounted. We found these fancy plates in a local hardware store, and we made up these chassis mounts, and they look as if we spent ages designing them, and very happy with how they came out also. So that was all like pre-made plates. We just got to weld them all together, put them on the engine. We then had to go get steel this morning to make the engine mount plates. That was this morning, wasn't it? Yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, so engine mounts, gearbox mounts, drive shaft is sorted, gear linkage is sorted, and other than that we have a fairly complete engine bay except for the actual engine. So this is just a dummy engine still. So we have a rock cover. This is ready for catch cans. It has 2 AN fittings here ready to go to the radium catch cans. We also have our radium fuel regulator in there, ECU Master, map sensor, and as you can see there is lots of wires ran to the engine bay ready to be clipped on basically. We also have boost solenoid and everything already in, and Lloyd has to finish off 1 or 2 connectors and earth and stuff out here today. And then on the inside of the car, it's looking very complete now. So this car is going to be running the same setup as to what we have back home in Europe in the GT86s at the moment. So we rewired the cars for this season coming in the GT86s with putting a PMU in the front and in the back of the car here. So basically this one will control everything from behind the seat, and this one will control everything in front of the seat. And we also have our ECU Master Pro 8 ECU. This thing is a work of art, it's lovely. We're also going to be using GPS to CAN, so we'll be able to do actual like data for ourselves, let's say, during the season, with like just trying to get lap times basically, because sometimes with a drift car you can make a change and you're driving and you think that you're getting faster, but you might not be getting faster. So it's good to be able to just have that in the car and just kind of see roughly if you are gaining like overall like lap time basically. Obviously it's not going to do anything too hectic, I don't think. I might be wrong, I don't know how fancy it is, but me and Darragh don't really have a clue how to use it anyway, so it's all the one, because Lloyd is only coming to Long Beach. So after Long Beach it might not be used, but the wiring. So we have the brake lines in from Tech 53, as you can see, they're all ran nice and tidy in the car. All the wiring is really, really neat also. and yeah, it's starting to look more and more like a race car every day. And to be honest, for 3 guys that don't have a lot of time, this is coming out extremely neat and extremely tidy, and it looks the job. To be honest, it's fucking class in my opinion. I did think, we're only giving myself the 2-week challenge with Darragh, that we would have had some sort of a in-house heading to Long Beach, and we've rightly blown ourselves out of the park with this one, because it's, to be honest, it's fairly perfect. The only thing that could have been done better is probably the paint job. Everything else is absolutely perfect, and even at that, the paint job is not that bad. I suppose we leave it down and have a look, see how it is. We're very tired. What time is it now? 11 o'clock. So maybe close to midnight now. Yeah, 11:30. Sunday evening, isn't it?
Yep.
Sunday evening now, close to midnight again. And tomorrow is when the fun really starts, because we have to go to HPS and get our order of everything to plumb the car, and we also need to, they'll be giving us all of our silicones and aluminium for the intercooler pipes. So there's going to be a lot of fabrication to be done, a lot of plumbing, and we're also waiting on FMIC intercoolers to come. And once everything arrives tomorrow, fingers crossed, with the manifolds, we'll be very busy trying to get everything done, because we really hope to be on the dyno come Wednesday evening. That's the plan. As long as Sam gets us an engine for Tuesday night, we should be on the dyno Wednesday evening, and with everything going to plan, we should be testing by Friday. That is the end goal. So we'll see how it goes. So right now we're going to leave down the jack, get it onto wheels, and I'll probably end this first part of the episode here, because there's a lot of talking. There's not much videoing of what we were doing because we were very busy, but at least you'll have updates and you'll be able to see like what's going on behind the scenes basically. So right, Darragh, leave her down. Go for it, lad. We have a rolling chassis ready for FD 2026. This is a bit mad, to be honest. Like, I definitely didn't expect to be this far ahead. What do you think? Like, this is... You tired?
It's been a long week, but yeah, it's class to you're down on 4 strong wheels.
No, it's yeah, this is a proud moment for sure. It's very cool. Never really thought that I'd have my own car in America, so that alone is very cool. But yeah, to see it here sitting on the Strom wheels, the thing looks absolutely class, like unreal. With that said, now that you've seen it on the ground rolling on the Strom wheels, I think that's kind of all I can show you for now, because a lot more of the work starts tomorrow morning basically, and from tomorrow to Friday I really hope that we get this car running and mapped and hopefully tested, and we also have delivery being done this week as well. So yeah, it's just hectic. But yeah, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the support, because without the drive from all of you guys, I would not be over here busting my balls trying to get all this sorted. So thank you very much, and yeah, good night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Hopefully this thing will be making serious noises and we'll be getting to do some skids. So yeah, see you on the next one. Cheers. That was bullshit. I'm already here.
And you're halfway there.
Already halfway there. Car's fucking finished.